then later that night we had a party, and Maynard was like, "Oh, we're gonna put together this band for the parties Bill's throwing next week," and all of a sudden Paul Demore, the bass player, he's like, "Oh, I'll join." And then we were all rehearsing in the green jello spot, which was behind us, and Danny was letting Maynard rehearse some drummers, and nobody would show up because Maynard was just a prick all the time. Nobody wanted to be in his band, so Danny just said, "Fuck, I'll play." And then they started writing songs about the neighbors next door, which was Jerk Off, and that song Hush was actually coming from a green jello song. We just kind of switched around a little bit. And then
we were filming this. This is an awesome story.
And then the first time they ever played was in my living room. And
I got it, Maddie.
Party with all the money the record company just gave me, which was 60 grand. So a huge cake party with all my friends' bands played. And actually a band that later on turned into Weezer played that night also.
Oh shit.
And I invited all the people from the record company. And on their first show, the guy from the record company saw it, and he went the next day and said, "Oh man, Speaker's got this fucking amazing band, he's roommate." And then Tool's second show was booked at this place called the Coconut Teaser, which was on Sunset right at Beverly Hills, and nobody really played there. It was sort of like a joke place to play in town because there were so many rock clubs. But this happened to be on the way home to the record company president's house within Beverly Hills. So Maynard booked the show at 6:30 in the afternoon. Because that's exactly when the record company president would be driving by. There were probably 10 people there. He went in to go see a couple songs on his way home. Saw him on the first song, signed him, gave him 300 grand. So within a month period of time, our house, which we were all working at record stores or prop makers or whatever, it was a huge group. It was 10, 15 of us, huge thing. All of a sudden we had $360,000.
That's nuts.
Yeah, we went fucking crazy.
That's crazy. That's kind of like Wayne's World, like at the end where they broadcast the band into the guy's limo as he's driving by.
Exactly.
That is awesome. My mind.
And then the record company threw us a party on Halloween. The guy from Lollapalooza, because we had this idea that we wanted to play Lollapalooza, but we didn't want to play on the main stage. We wanted to play in the parking lot. And so that was going to be our pitch, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as people were waiting in line, like we were the entertainment outside. And the guy that ran Lollapalooza was there to see us and saw Tool and then put Tool on the main stage of Lollapalooza.
That's awesome. Blowing my mind.
And so the next time that they played, did the New Year's party. First I got signed, and then through the party with the money, then Tool got signed, and then the record company sponsored a Halloween party. This is all within a month period of time. And we played that. And then the next time we played is when we kicked the neighbors out, because now we had $360,000. And we just told the landlord, whatever you want, we will pay in advance. Just get them out.
Really good stuff.
And we just, yeah, sure. We, gave them a bunch of money. They kicked them out. And the great thing is they handed in the key before they actually finished moving out. So we were like, yeah, they left all this stuff. So we smashed it in a big giant pile in our house. And we set it on fire. And it's burning in our home. Man, we lived in a loft, real tall ceiling, windows everywhere, and we're just drunk and it's burning. We're like, ah! All of a sudden, the police are downstairs with the neighbors because they'll want their stuff back, but it's on fire. So we started pissing on it to put it out. Put it out. And I go down there and we talk with the police, and then the police called up the landlord, and the landlord's like, they handed in their key, and then the police said, nothing we could do. And so about a week after that, we threw a New Year's Eve party where we recorded Opiate and the Green Jello Live stuff. And we're wound up on it now. It is.
I can't tell you how many times as a kid I listened to that and tried to like just picture that moment in my head, what that room looked like, you know, like what people's faces, like what it felt
awesome.
like at that
Small
moment.
room, big high ceiling, little like loft thing above it, like a little porch thing overlooking the stage, and we built it all. You know, we built the stage, we put in the lights, we got the speakers, we were fucking loaded.
Yeah, of course.
We were like, yeah!
That's what I do. We had $300,000.
I bought a television camera for like $5,000.
Yeah.
No, $15,000 I paid for it. $15,000 in 1992.
Oh, so it was a nice one
Cash.
at that time, huh?
Poof.
Yeah.
Here you
Did
go.
you guys shoot your own videos then?
Yeah, I made them
All
all.
the videos? That's awesome. What was
And friggin' prison sex was made at the Green Jello Loft also. The video.
That video fucking.
So I
was
made
just-
all serial killer at the loft and why did it make and sober. And sober was made
Yeah,
too.
that's cool. What was
And just a lot of bullshit, but I meet a lot of great people.
Yeah.
Point being is part of the story. I'm not bashing it. I get this message from this guy claiming to be Maynard
Yeah.
and says, I'm throwing a birthday party, my 50th birthday party in May, and I want you to do the encore song. And then Tool's gonna come out and play sober, and it'll be the end of the show. And I was like, oh yeah, sure, great. Maynard's
Yeah.
on Facebook. The guy that's so unsocial to everyone is on the social network. Yeah. So I'm agreeing with it, and I'm playing along, and he's giving me all these details and blah, blah, blah. And in the meantime, my wife's pregnant.
Yeah.
And we're thinking that it's going to be a girl the whole time, and we came up with this name, Church. We're going to name her Church. And we find out it's a boy. And Brenna's dad, who's this real big fucking muscular guy that's all tattooed and rides a motorcycle, totally kicked my ass. He owns a club downtown Los Angeles, and he's always hitting me up. Call up Maynard, tell him to come down here. I got all this wine, because Maynard is wine, and he owns a beer and wine bar that has all this specialty wine and beer. He's always hitting me up since the day I started dating his daughter. So, 12 years of this.
Yeah.
I'm always telling him, no. So, and he's giving me phone numbers and his address. And here, call him. I just don't want to do it. So, we find out it's a boy. And we decide we're going to name him Chaos Diablo. So, she tells her dad after we get the test and we find out it's a boy. And he's like, oh my God, what are you going to name him? We say Chaos Diablo. And he has a fit. He's furious. How dare you? And in this real sad attempt to get her father's approval on a name that we both are going to name him and we love, she tells him that Maynard came up with it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden it's cool, right?
Yeah, so suddenly I'll go, this is 2014. Last time I saw Maynard was 2005. And suddenly there's this guy saying he's Maynard and he wants me to do the encore song of all songs. 2 nights, sold out shows already. So she tells him, oh, Maynard. Blah, blah, blah. So he kind of calms down. The next day, guess who walks in to her dad's bar?
Maynard.
Out of nowhere. He lives in fucking Arizona. And the next day, after she tells him this elaborate lie, he walks in, and instead of him going over to him and talking to him about his wine, he immediately bum rushed him and said, how dare you name my grandson Chaos Diablo?
And Maynard had no idea at this point.
No idea. And again, he's a big guy. He's not.
Right.
He's an intimidating dude. Not that Maynard isn't, but he's way bigger than Maynard, you know. And so Maynard's like, "Whoa, what are you talking about? What's that?" He's like, "My daughter Brenna." Well, his son's mom's name is Brenna, and he's just like,
Oh, God.
I had to get her pregnant again? You know, like, what are you talking about? And then he just blurted out, "No, Bill Manspeaker, that, you know." And then Maynard's like, "Oh." He goes, "No, that was not me." So, at the same time, on Facebook, the guy who I think is stalking me is Maynard. Link, Bill, does your wife, father own a beer and wine store downtown? I'm like, "Yes." It was all great. He just assaulted me. Told me I named your son Chaos Diablo. And then on my phone, blink, Brenda's dad.
Oh, God.
And then Brenda doesn't know that I know because she just made it. I wasn't there when she made up the lie.
Right.
And so now I got, out of nowhere, I don't know what's going on. I got Maynard saying this, and then her dad. I go, "Brenna." I go, "Did you tell your dad that Maynard named our baby?" And she just kind of like looked up, and it was like a deer in the headlight. You know,
Yeah.
big eyes. Totally
What are the
busted.
odds?
Exactly. What are the odds? So it was at that moment that I knew that it really was him.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't bluffing, and then I did get to do the encore song and his sold out concert, and Tool did play after. And then the end of the show.
You didn't believe it because you didn't even know.
No, because it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why would 10 years later, since I've seen him, why would he randomly contact me? And then, of course, on Facebook, where he doesn't like to talk to anybody anyways.
He felt his birthday was important, man. He wanted his homie.
I was just blown away. And then all of a sudden, there I am in front of fucking 10,000 people. 2 nights in a row. At the place that when I first moved to town, this is a few blocks from my house. There's this huge amphitheater in this part of town called Griffith Park, which is right down the street from me. And all the big acts play there, and it's a beautiful outdoor concert venue in the night sky, you know. And since the moment I moved to Hollywood, 1987, I dreamt of the day that I could play there. But I knew that was such a far-fetched dream that it was never really going to happen. But every time I drove by it, I'd read the name, and I'd always think to myself, "Wow, that was so cool."
Yeah.
And there I was, standing there, sold out.
I saw the pictures. It looked crazy.
It was, man. It really was.
Yeah,
And then I hopped right off the stage, and I went boom right into the audience, just like you know. And everybody was like, "Oh!" I had the wireless. It was so sweet.
That's awesome.
And then the coolest part is, the first night, this fucking guy was just fucking bothering me the whole time. One of Maynard's friends. Oh my God, serial killer, one of my favorite videos. Little kid, I played with a million times. And anytime he saw me, come on, just like real over and over and over again. And he's like, "I got this puppet I want to bring. I'm going to show it to you tomorrow. Yeah, great. So the next day, he had like a real Count puppet from the Muppets.
Oh, that is the shit!
He's like, blah, 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 blah. And I took a little video of it, you know.
Wow,
I posted it
I didn't
on
see that.
Facebook, you know. And then I winds up being the guitar player for 9 Inch Nails. I had no idea.
That's crazy.
He wrote all the fucking amazing songs. We made all the videos. The people that lived downstairs from us ran this like Irish kind of pub place. Well, they got evicted, and they got mad, and they set the building on fire. So we all had to move out, and they set the building on fire when we were playing downtown on New Year's Eve. And we came home, and our building was on fire. And sort of ruined New Year's.
So casual. Our building was on fire, you know.
And so we all had to move out. so we had to scatter quick. There was no like time to look for a cool place. We all just had to go somewhere. Right. So we all, like, again, there was like 15 of us. We all just sort of split. And Maynard and this guy Gary that was from Green Jello, they both got a house in this part of town called North Hollywood, which is on the other side. It's more suburban than it is city. It's on the other side of the hill. So they got a nice little house over there, and that's where they lived. And then when Tool went out on tour, this guy Billy was their guitar tech, and when the tour was over, Billy moved in with Maynard. And then Billy and Maynard started writing songs. And then in the Tool contract, they had this clause that said that collectively they were signed to the record company. But they wanted to be individuals that could release their own records. But they had to give the record company that option first. Sure. Well, they had that option because in Green Jello there was 15 of us, so we had that option. And we had the same lawyer, same music lawyer as Tool, because we're all the same. So in our clause, we said, well, so many members, if anybody wants to leave and make their own record, you know, they can. So Tool had that same thing put in theirs. So Maynard makes up this band with Billy. And this is right after Paul DeMore, the bass player for Tool, he wrote all the songs. And he had just quit the band. So Tool was about to, like, literally fall apart with just Adam, Danny, and Maynard now, and their songwriter was gone. And the record company signed him. He quit Tool, and the same record company that signed Tool signed him. And they gave him this big fucking slew of money, and he recorded this record, and nobody bought it.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
And you never heard of the bass player again. So, based on that, when Maynard made his roughs with Billy and handed him into the record company, they were like, nah, we got burned on this one time already.
Right.
And they passed. And then Maynard and Billy shopped it around, and Virgin Records picked it up, and then whammo! Fucking perfect circle. Huger than Tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when that popped up. It was real all of a sudden like that too.
Yeah,
Like
well,
all of a sudden.
And you know why? Because Maynard was sick of all the dudes coming to the Tool shows and jumping off the stage and beating each other up, and he wasn't getting laid. So he came up with this idea where if he mellowed it down and sang about girly things, that he would get more pussy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Did it work?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it did.
Girls love Perfect Circle.
Which was an old dude that did it for all of his life. He told me, he goes, first it's Snoop Dogg, and then Maynard for all the most pussy that I've ever seen on the bus.
Nice.
That's awesome.
He said that he would come in with 4 or 5 girls.
I've gotten like
Well, that was the whole objective behind that, was to mellow out his angry image.
so you can get laid more and get
Yeah.
people to stop jumping off stage. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when their first album came out, like that's all I listened to for like 6 months. Like literally just constantly compared to no.
Yeah, the record company really screwed up at that time. There was a lot of trouble going on.
Yeah.
By the time that we had gotten signed to the record label, Tool was 146th man and we were the 147th. So at that time they were like $30 million in debt. Like they weren't, you know, they had just started and they didn't have a hit.
Yeah.
And we were literally their first hit song, and Three Little Pigs was the first hit. And then Tool right after that. And then literally it was almost like this gate opened up and this flood of money just sort of poured in, like what do you want? I want this thing. I need this piece of equipment. And it cost $60,000. Boom! It was there the next day. I want to buy this mixing board. $100,000. There you go. I want to buy this editing console. $170,000.
That's awesome.
I spent $936,000 cash in one day. Just buying television cameras and lights and animation cranes and I had worked at the entertainment television show, and I didn't have a good work job. I was like the runner and I was the tape operator, but I knew I was friends with a lot of people, and so they knew all the stuff that I needed to get, especially with my boss. My boss is the person who went down the list and said, okay, this is the model and this is the thing you need, and he went in and negotiated the price, and then you got to negotiate them to assemble it and make it all work, you know. And so we did all that work for me, and I wound up, you know, making an employee. He was my boss the year before, but now he worked for me. And then at the place of the entertainment television where I worked, I got $8 an hour. So I was making $300 a week. And now, the entertainment is coming to my studio that I have, my television studio, and they're renting it from me at $2,000 a day. A year later.
Yeah.
A year later, I'm getting them coffee and running errands, and a year later, they're giving me $2,000 a day. Because I bought all the best stuff. You know, there wasn't money wasn't any sort of issue. Don't buy $1 million worth of electronic equipment.
Yeah, no shit.
So I sold that really super quick, and then I started doing raves. But I had done production for 5 years. You know, I made Kiss videos, I made a Jewel video, I did a Marilyn Manson video, I did stuff for E! Entertainment, I did MTV, I worked for Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, that's really awesome.
All kinds of stuff. We just cranked it out all the time. You ever see a show called Action League Now?
Yeah.
Did all of that was in Green Jello. Ever see Mr. Show?
Yeah, there.
All the props that were ever on that show was all made by Green Jello. And all the editing we did. We had the whole contract for that whole show. We didn't film it or use our stage because we had other stuff going on.
Yeah.
But
How did that Fantastic Four episode happen?
that is because we had this just Marvel approached us and they wanted us to do a comic book. And they called me in and they got to meet Stan Lee and they blah blah blah, we're also part of it, blah, blah, I got to meet all the artists, and then they gave us the Maximum Carnage thing. I pitched it, said, why don't we make our own music for our own video games? Why, gotta be a band. So we were the first band to actually ever make music on a video. Yeah. Before that was just some programmer we did.
Right.
And then once we did that, and that was so successful, they said, oh, why don't you write the theme song for the Fantastic Four? This thing is gonna rap.
Yeah. This is a pretty funny.
Yo, it's clobbering time. And then because of that, then I got on Space Coast to Coast.
Oh, you're on there too?
Yeah, Marshall Snacks. Oh, yeah.
I used to love Space Coast because I'm not from Phoenix.
We were supposed to do some cartoon music for Hanna-Barbera. They were going to do this cartoon called the Hair Bear Bunch. And we were going to be the band. And just something that just didn't work out. But then I wound up getting a song on the Flintstones. And then I got to go to Hanna-Barbera all the time. I got to meet Johanna, Bill Barbera.
Was the live action movie? Or
No, it was a cartoon.
That's awesome.
Tim Burton came over one time. It was way awesome.
Oh man.
He was actually going to direct the Bear song video. He was a huge Green Jello fan.
He seems like he would be.
You ever see that show Moral World?
Yeah.
The guy from Green Jello who made the Green Jello cartoon on the video is the guy.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Joe Russo.
And that's, yeah, I recognize the name now you say it.
Yeah.
I love that show. That's like
That's awesome.
that was one of my favorite shows.
He's the executive producer, or whatever the big shot name is. He's
Right.
the guy. And then the other guy that actually writes Moral World, he's from Mr. Show. He used to write Mr. Show stuff.
I knew there was a connection between those.
So I've worked with that guy for fucking ever. Literally.
That's awesome.
And I only know the Mr. Show guys because back when Paul got fired from Tool or quit, Tool was in a hiatus, Maynard started getting into comedy. He started hanging out, and then the Bill Hicks thing, and then he knew the circle of the guys from Mr. Show. So that's how I got to know the Mr. Show guys, and then they came over to Green Jello, and then they started doing all their production.
Like Bob.
And then later on, whatever it is, 20 years later, Joe Russo, you know, is working with one of the Mr. Show guys, and they're doing Moral World. And literally, he's got this fucking 20,000 square foot